Well, I got cut off last time, and unfortunately the electricity doesn't come on until around 6:30 to 9, only about 3 hours a night. So I wasn't able to charge my battery until after until about the same time I went off to the Maloka. So I've been here for 3 days now. Yeah, and wait, no, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I guess it's been 4 days. Well, anyway, second round done, and like I said, it wasn't nearly as intense as last time. Even though we all kind of assumed that it was actually going to be more intense, but I think she kind of understood that a lot of us were really, really tired. So a lot of us just got a very mild healing last night. In my case, for like what seemed like hours, I was just lying in bed, not having anything going on. I smoked some more jungle tobacco, and eventually, after a couple hours, had another shot. I did feel slightly woozy, but nothing, no visions, nothing psychological. And eventually I dozed off, and when I woke up, my stomach was burning inside. It's like searing, and after that I felt this. It was still burning, but then the bubbling started in my intestines. It was just like it was as though my stomach was drinking a Coke. It was really bubbling, like for like half an hour. Eventually decided to try purging the other way, and went back into the back room where they have all the bathrooms in Maloka. And David and Rachel were back there with, and Matthew and Casey. Matt was talking with Casey, and Rachel and David were having a chat, and I thought Rachel was still crying, because she'd been crying all night. Some vision about her parents dying. But no, she was cracking up after that. At that point, I thought she was still laughing. I thought she was still crying because it sounded basically the same, but turned out she was laughing, giggling her ass off. So I attempted to take a dump and got a little bit out, but not much. Sat down with them, started feeling a really uplifting feeling. I just felt so joyful, just sitting there talking with them. Everything we said just sounded so funny. And then so after a little while, I went back into the main room, back into the stench of vomit and and ayahuasca and tobacco smoke. Not pleasant, but and then laid down, and at that point I figured it wasn't really going to happen that night, because I'd been waiting for such a long time. It was like, I thought last night was long, it took a long time, or the night before last, it took a long time, and this was like, I was waiting forever, and then, but it was still bubbling and burning, and then Orlando stopped singing Icaros, and then about I kept burping and farting all night. Was trying to think that a lot of stuff was coming out with it, but I don't know. And then about half an hour after Orlando stopped singing, I was in there just sitting there, lying there waiting to fall asleep again, and then halfway through a fart, it was like, I'm like, oh God! I hightail it for the bathroom and took the most wonderful crap I've ever had. It was beautiful. It was absolutely wonderful, and I realized that's what was going on all night. She was sucking stuff out of my intestines, all that crud that I've been trying to get out with juice fasting and colon cleansing, all came out at once, and afterward, like the way I described it was with David and Rachel was it's like there's a vibrational frequency scale written down by Dr. David Wilkins that associates different it's a scale of 1 to 1,000 that compares different emotions and their vibrational frequencies, and like 500 is love, whereas like 200 or 20 and 30 are guilt and shame, but 500 is love. And then about 540 is joy. And that's about where I was at when I first went back into the bathroom and had that lovely fit of giggles with Rachel and David. And after the shit, after all that came out, I was right up there at 600, pure peace. I was completely at peace. I was still laughing with them, but not nearly as much. I was just feeling too peaceful to laugh very much anymore. Although it was actually one amusing thing that happened last night. As I was about to leave the back room to go back to bed, I came out of one of the bathrooms, and David and Rachel were just cracking up as I saw Matthew tottering off into the bedroom area, and I was like, okay, what's so funny? David was like, oh, it was brilliant. Mine was like, somebody take me back to bed. Someone, before I collapse. apparently Matt had gone back there, and after a while, Casey apparently offered him a bong with marijuana, and from what Matt told me today, it just hit the spot. He described it as bringing the king and queen together and merging. I explained to him that was him creating the metaphorical philosopher's stone, merging the king and queen, the masculine and feminine energies. He's basically gained the first level of enlightenment. He doesn't believe he needs any more ayahuasca, and based on Orlando's reaction to him last night, I couldn't agree more. What he said, it was like he saw a blue lady that apparently that what's his name? Dang it! I accidentally called him Noble. That's it. Black guy Noble. He described a blue lady the night before last, and last night apparently Matt saw her, and she smiled at him and told him he was going in the right direction and should just keep at it. And he could feel all of his chakras just glowing and opening, and could focus on them individually, and was able to apparently enjoyed the heart chakra the most, and that's kind of where I want to get over the next couple of ceremonies. I think my healing is almost done. I think maybe one more night of healing might be coming around, but it was the fact that nothing psychological happened last night just increased my belief that there's no way that this is a common psychological drug. The DMT and MMO inhibitors are the most minuscule part of it. It knows exactly where to hit you and deal and always manages to catch you off guard. You can never predict what's going to happen. It doesn't allow it. If you're expecting something, it'll totally switch that around, but in a way that totally works. And like it even though I had the same amount as last time, it wasn't nearly as intense. Even though my arms felt like lead weights. I wasn't, going through serious, like, crazy stuff from the night before. I feel like that was because I was just so tired, because I over the past like 4 nights I've only had I had only had maybe a few hours of sleep at night at most. So she put that into account and dealt with my stuff in a way that I could handle. And I've never been so sure in my life that there was another an entity watching over me the whole time. And it's just incredible. Anybody who wants to deal with all this stuff in their lives, they have no idea what kind of baggage they're carrying until they try this stuff. And afterward, it's like you realize you've been carrying around a freaking wrecking ball on your back, and it's just been turned into wings. It's incredible, and it sticks with you. And I mean, one thing that really got my attention last night and the night before actually was that even though my feet are riddled with mosquito bites, I didn't feel a thing last night at the end, even after it kind of faded off, after the uplifting feeling, the feeling of peace kind of faded away. I mean, I still felt really peaceful, but it was like, you know, the serious feeling that came on, it was fading away as I was dozing off, and honestly, I don't think I would ever have been able to fall asleep with all the bug bites and probably I was also really hungry because I had been fasting since lunch, because we don't eat dinner on ayahuasca nights. Where was I? I couldn't feel my bug bites. I did not feel hungry, and at the time I just felt like she was still watching over me, trying to help me fall asleep. And I got plenty of sleep last night, even though it was only about 5 hours. And I finally feel like I've finally gotten a bit of enough sleep. But last night, that's another thing. It's like, at first I felt really, really tired. I was like, what? Why are we doing this again? I need to go to bed. And then I fell asleep. Woke back up. I was still feeling like dead tired. What I didn't realize was that it was using all my remaining energy to power the digging around in my stomach and intestines and other organs, I'm sure. And then after the purge, I wasn't feeling sleepy at all. It's like, once again, my physical body was drained, but my energy body was just so calm and peaceful. It wasn't burning any excess energy at all, and I didn't feel tired at all. I felt so joyful and peaceful. I just sat in the back room with David and Rachel for the next hour or so, just talking and laughing, and Gary came back there during that time. He's a great guy to talk to. He's the sweetest, greatest guy in the world that I've ever met. You can talk about anything with him. He'll laugh it off or give you any advice he can in a really humorous way. He's like a 40-year-old teenager who actually knows what he's talking about. So, yeah, I have no doubt in my mind anymore that this stuff can cure anything. I mean, given enough time, anything. It knows exactly what it's doing. You just trust the medicine, and it'll do everything for you. It's actually better if you don't try to think about what's going on. Try not to analyze it, or that's what Gary's been telling everybody anyway. I didn't really have a chance to test that last night, but yeah, you don't want to overthink things. Just observe, and she'll take care of everything. And it's like you get a whole new perception of like what God's love is all about. It's like you can tell while you're on it that she loves you so much. And oh man, I don't want to say this like in front of Mom, but it was like the mother I'd never had. Sorry, Mom. It was amazing. It was. I adore her. It's so incredible, and I can't wait to meet her face to face. Anyway, that's round two. Might be able to come up with other stuff to mention. I'm pretty sure there was, but anyway, yeah. I feel it's too bad that Oliver or Albert or anybody else managed to do something like this, because that 500-mile hike has nothing on this. Trust me. Peace out.